After being instructed to fight, Dongsu stares at Su-young dumbfounded, thinking she's ridiculous. Still confident in his ability to win, Dongsu turns to Suho, telling him to bring it on. However, Suho remains composed. Instead of panicking, he apologizes for what he's about to do. Dongsu steps in for a punch, but without hesitation, Suho counters his punch, knocking him out in one blow. Su-young is in shock. Like the first time she saw Suho, she knew that he was a beast. Suho, instead of leaving the ring, notices Su-young is strong and tells her to step in the ring if she wants to fight. Suho tries to negotiate, saying that if he wins the fight, Dongsu gets to stay. Su-young accepts this challenge, and we see Su-young and Suho facing off inside the ring. She asks Suho if he's on regular, but he doesn't know what that is, and as she closes the distance, tells him that she'll tell him if he wins. Su-young throws the first punch, which Suho easily dodges. Then she unleashes a flurry of blows and kicks Suho in the face, promising to grant him a wish if he can beat her. Despite landing multiple hits on Suho, it doesn't feel like she's winning. Su-young then uses her abilities to increase her power. However, as she kicks Suho again, he blocks the kick and counters, sending Su-young flying across the cage. Suho steps in with a follow-up punch, but is immediately blocked by a magic shield. Su-young is shocked that Suho broke through her shield in just one punch. As Suho gets heated and starts to enjoy himself, Su-young tells him to stop and concedes defeat, explaining that there isn't enough space for them to fight properly. She suggests that they continue another time. Su-young, realizing she's lost the battle, asks Suho what his wish is. He shocks her by asking to have a baby together, citing her strength as a rare quality in women. Enraged, Su-young slaps Suho and storms off. Meanwhile, Dongsu wakes up, puzzled by his position on the floor. Understanding that he got knocked out in one punch and subsequently kicked out, he blames Suho. However, Suho tells him that he's not off the hook that easily. Throughout the altercation, a security guard has watched the fight and is stunned by Su-young's defeat. Walking away from the cage, Suho clarifies that Dongsu isn't kicked out. Dongsu believes that the Su-young slap was her way of compensating for Dongsu's continued presence, so Dongsu, realizing this, begins to address Suho as bro and follows after him. However, on their way back, Suho is summoned to the inspector's room. In the inspector's room, the security guard that was watching Su-young and Suho fight is there. He tells Suho that the conversation will be recorded and explains how he was speechless when he watched them fight. This man asks Suho if he's on regular as well, but Suho once again doesn't know what that means, and the guard decides to explain what the bridge portals are. There are 3 planets connecting to Earth. The first planet is the planet of Aruka, mainly consisting of elves and dwarves, which they often trade with. The returnees from this planet tend to have advanced magic and artifact production skills. The next planet is Hades. The monster and tribes are constantly at war, struggling for power. When the portal connects to the monsters, war happens. But when it connects to the tribes, they trade. And the last planet is the planet of Meter. The planet is filled with hostile ogres and vicious giants, with whom they go to war with every time they connect. People who have returned from those planets are considered to be irregulars, as their combat capabilities are hard to gauge and often stronger. All this is complicated, and Suho notices that he didn't come from any of those 3 planets. The guard then wonders if he's a returnee from a dungeon, but if he was, there would be no way for him to be stronger than Su-young. When he asks which planet he was from, Suho tells him the same thing he's told Dr. Baldi. He ran around with the wolves for 1,000 years. Suho then asks to leave, and the guard calls Sergeant Kim to run Group 15 as Su-young has ditched. The man tells the sergeant to keep his eyes on Suho and report back to him at every occasion. Over the intercom, the participants are told to get changed and gather on the track. After they're told to line up in front of their group number, Group 15 notices that their inspector has changed. Sergeant Kim explains that as part of their basic test, they'll be required to run 100 meters under 9 seconds, and 1 hour for the 40. In the next few moments, contestants are being kicked out for being too slow. Now it's Dongsu's turn to do the sprint. He completes the sprint easily and gets a time of 8 seconds. Next is Suho. As soon as the whistle sounds, he takes off, shocking everyone around him. Everyone is passing along the video of Suho running and is surprised. Major Kim immediately calls the returnee control department and sends them a video of Suho sprinting. Judging from how fast he sprinted, the department estimates that he's at least a B-rank irregular. The press, seeing Suho complete his tests, immediately get to work publishing Suho's sprint record of 2.24 seconds, and the Iron Man at 14 minutes and 48 seconds. The control department want to take the articles down and stop the press, but it's too late. As Suho leaves, he already has the media trying to grab his attention. The military is getting involved, trying to cover up Suho, but to no avail. Dongsu stares at Suho, eating, and realizes that Suho is going to be huge. As they both return to the locker room, it's all empty. All of the other people from Group 15 were kicked out, and Dong-soo isn't happy because the next test is a dungeon raid, and the test is easier with more people. But Suho is unfazed, stating that he can handle it all himself. Suho then asks what the livestream was, and Dong-soo explains to him what YouTube is. Dong-soo thinks of how he can utilize Suho to be unpopular, but out of nowhere gets invited by Suho to join his clan. Thinking that this is his big break, he accepts, and tells Suho that they need at least 3 people to officially form a clan. Suddenly, the door swings open and a monk enters the locker room. The intercom then immediately goes off, telling the 3 of them to get changed into their battle suits and gather at the briefing hall. At the briefing, they're explained that they're all going to a dungeon managed by the Phoenix Guild. In Seoul, private guilds help manage the 12 districts, so basically, they're illegal hunting grounds approved by the country. Suho is happy because originally he made a clan because he missed his family, but now he can own his own territory as well. The dungeon they'll be going to is a level 1 labyrinth dungeon, with the fewest materials and lowest difficulty. Dong-soo thinks loudly that this would be easy if only he had the search skill, but Suho tells him not to worry, because he has the search skill. Little did he know that this skill costs about 30,000, and now Dong-soo thinks that Suho is loaded. Thank you all for dropping by. If you like this content, please consider liking and subscribing. I'll be back with the next part soon.